This meeting is being recorded.
Right. Students, those who are saying good morning, I am also saying good morning. So, online students, am I audible to you? Right. So now I want to enter into the further. Have you completed multi-threading programs execution? Hmm? Right. Sitting quiet and calm so decently. Why? What is the secret? Hmm? Batch is getting completed. Then what to do next? Like that. Thinking like that. Hmm? Thinking like that. Have you completed all CSS, JavaScript, HTML, and everything? Hmm? Why? You did not take full stack Python? Hmm? Did not complete HTML, CSS? Completed, no? Hmm. Okay. Who completed? Raise your hands. No, I'm not asking any question. Just I'm asking. Raise your hands. I'm not asking any questions. I don't know. Right. Okay. Database completed. Started. Right. So continue that. Django started. Attending. No. Okay. Attend that also when it starts. So now, students, I'm going to continue the another topic today, which I'm entering into network programming in Python. Network programming in Python. Network programming in Python. So here we understand actually this topic is present into Java also, present into .NET also, present into Python also. But this topic was outdated. This topic was outdated. This topic is outdated. But this topic I'm especially telling because to tell about the module called a socket. What is the module name? Socket. This socket you will come across in DevOps. Sometimes you will come across in DevOps. You will come across in AWS also, and you will come across in IoT and in cyber security level. You are going to come across. Why this is outdated for a full stack Python developer? Because Django is the next advanced part of what this network programming. So this network programming, this was outdated in almost all the programming languages like Java, .NET. This was already outdated. In real world, we don't use it. But when you are using Python scripting in IoT and then cyber security, DevOps, AWS places, you may come across this topic. That's why I'm taking this topic and try to listen the concept here. Index. So I'm going to take up index. So what is that index? Purpose of network programming. Purpose of network programming. Next, a definition of network. Definition of network. Definition of network. And next, we talk about types of applications. Types of applications in networking. Types of applications in network programming. Network programming. Next, we are talking about they are called what you know. They are called what you know. First one is called client server side application. Server side application is the backend application. Next, B is called what? Client side application. Client side application. This is called like a front end application. Like next, steps for development of server and client application. Client side applications. Steps for development of client and server side applications. Nothing but steps for developing networking applications. Also, we can call it as steps for development of networking applications. Next we talk about module name. Module name required for developing. Module name required for developing networking applications, network programming applications. We call it as a socket. Socket is a module name now. So module name, that is a module name. So there we are talking about functions in socket module. Functions in socket module. There we will talk number of functions in that. And followed by this is about the const coverage. Next we are talking about the programming examples. It's a very short topic. Programming examples in network programming. There I will cover it. Where I will cover it. Two-tier architecture, two-tier applications, two-tier applications, two-tier applications. B. Three-tier applications. Three-tier applications. Three-tier applications contains what here? Client-side application, client-side application, which includes client-side application, communicates with server-side application, server-side application, server-side application communicate with what? Database software. Database software. How is your internet is using Aadhaar card Aadhaar card data? How to get it? Like that. How do you get the results verification? Entering the hall ticket number by the browser level, submitted to server side application, submitting to server, and that server side application is going to do what? Communicating with the database. That is called three-tier architecture. I'll explain to you perfectly in the class. Next is called what again? Client-side application. Only server-side application is there, which is known as what? Two-tier architecture applications. This is the content of our network programming. Easiest topic. Let me start discussing about the network programming. Start up? Fine. So, coming to this, online students. So, shall we start now? Everybody, all the students in our class must start here. All of you, confirm it. So, I'll explain. Uma, I will tell you that yesterday you asked the doubt now, walrus operator. I'll tell you that is a very simple. You can easily understand. To everybody, I will tell you that example today. Okay, na? Easy, simple thing for you. That part you can do it without that operator also. With that operator also, I will tell you. So that part I am going to start at the end of the class, or in one moment I will tell you in the classroom. So let us start understanding about introduction to networking. So let me save this part. I'll save it. Go to this place now. 9 a.m. 9 a.m. There I'm going to take about folder networks. So I'm going to take it networks. Under that, I will go for the notes. In that, I'm going to keep the index. Index, I'm going to keep it. Well, now I'm going to start about some introduction I'm going to give you. Introduction to network programming. Introduction to network programming in Python. Tell me, what do you know about network? మీకు ఏం తెలుసు నెట్వర్క్ గురించి? What do you know about networking? Tell me. I just want to discuss some points. మీరు కొత్త క్లాస్ డైలీ కమింగ్ చూడలేదమ్మా ఎప్పుడు మిమ్మల్ని. ఎక్కడ కూర్చుంటారు మీరు? ఎవరితో కూర్చుంటారు? ఎప్పుడు చూడలేదు మిమ్మల్ని. ఎస్టర్డే యూ కేమ్, డే బిఫోర్ ఎస్టర్డే. Every day used to come, but I am not seeing. Everybody I will remember, but okay, anyhow, maybe. Come on. Boys, I will remember. Start. What is the use of networking? Sometimes when you are talking to your friend, voice is not able to hear, right? Or your voice is not able to hear. You'll say what problem? Network problem. You'll say. You used to say that. Come on. What is the use of network? What is the use of network? Communication between. So that is there is a network. Communication between client and server is a network. Okay. Okay. So okay. So some people are saying Harshit is saying collection of interconnected system. Okay. Venkatesh is good answer. Venkatesh is good answer. Information sharing. That word I like it. So in order to share the data, what we require? Network is required. So first point to enter into the first point to enter into the network programming. What is the use of network? What is the use of network? Venkatesh, good student. Keep it up. What is the use of network? Information sharing. So Kavya, CH Kavya, to share the data. Good word. So Ravi Kumar, connectivity. What connectivity this is? What connectivity, Ravi Kumar? So now coming to the point of purpose of network programming is to share the data between multiple devices which are located either in same network or in different network. For that purpose, we go for what? Network programming. So now I'm writing the first sentence here. The purpose of networks. The purpose of what? Networks is that the purpose of networks is that to share the data between between multiple devices, whatever the devices it will be, multiple devices which are located either in come on same network, either in same network or in different networks or in different different network across the universe across the universe across the universe. This is the point of what? Purpose of network. Why network is required? To share the data between multiple devices which are located either in same network or in different network. So you have an account in your example, you take it banking. You have an account in where district, for example, your native place, hometown, and you want to withdraw the money. Earlier, people used to do what? They used to go to same branch. The olden days I'm talking about. They used to get the money from the same branch office or not. Nowadays, you can get the money from everywhere else or not. Is it not sharing your account details anywhere else across the universe or not? That is called what? Network purpose. So why network is useful? To share the data among the devices which are located either in same network or in different network. Good. Now coming to this, even you say people will ask you, do you have good network of friends? When you have more friends, more information you will come to know. When no friends, no information will come to know. So you'll have now, you will use that word now. Do you have more network? You'll say what? Yes, I have more network. You will get more information about your people who are in your network. Something like that. So network is used to share the data between multiple devices. What is the definition of network? Take an example. Network is one of the physical establishment, students. Network is one of the physical establishment. You take Geo, you take Airtel. They're having their own towers in the city or not? Why that towers and everything? To have some devices to establish the connectivity between multiple devices. So you take some cabling, Act Fiber Net, Hathway, you would see they're having their own cabling is there. Physical establishment will be there. What do you mean by network? It is going to be very important. Take an example. You take an example, a small example, you take it. Suppose you started a business in Hyderabad. Your head office is there in Hyderabad. Head office is there in Hyderabad, HYD. It is Amirpet, HYD it is available. This is called high-end configured machine. All your transactions will be going on here. And you opened your branches in across the city, you opened it. 4 more branches you opened in the city, across the city places. And these devices, this place also, In all the places, some transactions are going on. This is one PC here. This is one PC here. This is called one PC here. You are having your own devices there. And by sitting in head office, you want to know what is going to be happening in the other branch offices. So these devices are connected to each other. I hope you are following me. So this type of physical setup is known as what here? Network. So what is the network here? Network is a collection of interconnected autonomous computers. These devices are connected to each other, plus they connected to what? The server side program also they connected. This is a head office machine is called server, and these machines are known as what? Client. I will tell you what is the client and what is the server for you. You take banking, SBI, you take it. SBI server is there across the cities, across the country. Total many number of branches are there. So anywhere else, you can transfer the data across the city. That means what? All the branch offices are comes under what? Clients. But the head office is going to be known as what? Server. All branch offices connected to the head office, and each branch office connected to each other also. It is known as what? Interconnected autonomous computers. Connected with what? Server. What do you mean by autonomous? They have the self-processing capability. Is known as what? Autonomous. Did you understand this word? Autonomous means what? Self-decision, self-processing capability. They are known as what? Autonomous. Plus, they are connected to what also? Server also they connected. You take an example of colleges, you take it. X college, Y college, Z college, K college, L college, and all those things. These are autonomous colleges, but connected to JNTU. They are doing their own operations by themselves, but their everything is controlled by what? University here. This is called one networked colleges. So what is the definition of network? Come on. Definition of network. Definition of what? Network. Tell me what is the definition of network? Come on. చెప్పాను కదా. I already said the definition. Come to the point of it. So here, come on, fast. One next. What is the definition of network? Collection of collection of collection of a network is a collection of a network is a collection of interconnected students. Interconnected. I use one word, autonomous. 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 Interconnected autonomous computers connected with what? Server. Connected with a server is called what? Network. Right? So మీరు గుర్తుపెట్టుకోవాలి. You need to remember. So one student is there. Yesterday she contacted me. Her name is Shravanti. Even you can come and read that also. Shravanti is a student. She went to an interview. A batch which is completed very recently. She went to an interview. They asked about coding on NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib. I used to tell very perfectly in the class. Even for you people also, you are going to attend that. For you also, you are supposed to attend that class. Very soon it will start. There they asked about questions from NumPy, Pandas. Their requirement is on NumPy, Pandas. And that student did not practice well that part. She practiced Python, she went. And NumPy, Pandas is they asked a complete question. She did not practice. Whatever the task is she is able to do, she is not able to do it. She is not able to do this type of connectivity also. I used to take up data science, Python for data science. In Pandas, in Pandas, there's a concept called a data frame. In examples, if you look at, this examples you see, I used to tell in the Jupyter notebook. She is not able to remember the syntax. She is not able to. Because of lack of practice. And she went to the company and she wrote wrong. She did not get the output. She sent to me by sitting in the company, it's an American based company, she got error, syntax error. Same code, whatever I said. Sir, please help me. I'm in the interview room, sir. I said, use, I said her in WhatsApp window, use a double slashes. What is this now? You see, this one is called what? Double slashes. Are you seeing that? In packages also I used to tell. She is using what? Single slash she is using. Single slash. Single slash will give you error or not? I said use a double slashes. She's saying, sir, what sir? She's saying. What sir means what can I say? I said in the keyboard there are double slashes. In the chart window, if I see that, you will 10:30 night. Now, use double slashes means sir, she's asking. What sir? She's asking. What sir means my face. So I said, see ma, already I said everything. If you don't practice well and if you go to interview, problem na? Interview is an opportunity to explore by yourself. And she is unable to do it, then how dangerous situation it is. CSV file, that is easy question she got it. What they give? Movie data they give, movie data. Movie data they are giving. They are asking which movie is the highest movie watched by the people. They are giving people's data, watched movie, number of times they watched it. Find the name, some questionnaire they gave it. Like I used to tell the project for you, EDA projects. EDA projects I'm going to explain, like Google Play Store. You see the Google Play Store data. This is a data. App name, category, rating, review, size, installs, type, price, content, general, so last update, current update, Android version. Which app is having highest rating? Which app is having highest rating? See how much apps are there. How many apps are there? You see in my Excel file, CSV file. How many files are there here? 10,842 are there. Excel data this is. Find the app name which is having highest installs, highest rating. So I used to tell all those things with step by step. In my class, it is going to be step by step. See the questions they're asking. With the solutions also I'm giving. Solutions also I'm giving. Still not able to do. Why? Lack of practice. So what to do now? Finally gone. Interview లేదు. Double slashes, she gone. I said double slashes. She's asked, what sir? What sir లేదు ఏం లేదు ఇంకా నిద్రపోవాల్సింది. Need to sleep only. If she did not identify the double slashes, then she cannot do it because not practicing. Okay, she is a girl. Okay, boy, when you lost that chance, there's a American based company. If you don't catch the double slashes, really, how sad. I said, come to my classroom, bring your laptop. I said, I'll show. Sir, he will shout on me. Shout on me means job is gone, no? Actually, job will come there. Shout on me is not the solution here. Why shout on that? Because a good opportunity you're losing with your own hands. That is the botheration now. Correct or not? So, come to the point back. Now I will move to that very soon. But Pandas, NumPy, Matplotlib will be starting. You need to attend. The class is not at the same time. Evening time I will start. You have to attend the class. Evening time. Thinking, sleeping. Of course, you have to come to the class. And NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib, if you see anybody, if you take NumPy, you attend any data science classes, you see any YouTube, XTube, YTube, JetTube, whatever you like it, they will take 2 hours, you NumPy over 2 hours. I will tell almost 15 days, I will tell you NumPy. 15 into 1.5 hour, you can understand what is there in that. Pandas, 1 hour, Pandas will over, you will become Panda. Panda. In Kinder Joy, Kinder Joy? Kinder Joy lo chinna panda untadi. You will become that. Because people are nowadays Matplotlib, they never talk about it. Python means they will think about only this before oops only. Exception handling also not able to tell. You will see now in NumPy time, data Python for data science time. You will see how many students will come. They don't know data types also. You will sit. Other batch students will come to my class also. That time I'll ask the question: how many data types are there? Into float. That's all. No list, no tuple, no dict, nothing. Well, get lost the job. How they will get the job? Very easy to get the job, and they don't ask very complicated questions. So come to the point of it. So come to the point of it. Harshit. So, sir, one of my friend is getting an internship as WordPress software intern. He asked me that should he grab it or leave it. So it depends how they are offering it, how much package they are offering, what the work of environment depends on that. So now I'll go to the further. So that's why practicing is most important. Practicing most important. So such a beautiful examples. I used to tell in the class very proudly. Every question is from my class only. Now also I'm saying last class also I'll tell you. I'll give my number also to you. Why? Guarantee card. Guarantee card. Guarantee means what? Whatever is coming, that is our notes only. 100%. 100 by 100%. It will be from our notes only. No doubt in that. Because such a wide subject I used to cover. Such a great opportunity if you miss it. How do you get students? Doubles నాకు yesterday 10:30 I got how much angry, double slash I sir, what sir she is saying? What sir means what? If she is there with near to me, really, then what to do? In WhatsApp I cannot open my system and I cannot do now. I said instead of single slash use double slash. She's saying what sir? What sir means what? Your head, I will say. Go to the pot. Come. So come to this. Yunus, 4 p.m. means evening only, na? Hmm? Yunus, are you in different time zone? Yunus, are you in different time zone? No. I okay. That is a doubt. I hopes. Okay. 4 p.m. evening, IST 4 p.m. Okay. Anyhow, I will announce it when my batch is very soon. It will be scheduling. You will be attending that. Now let me start with network. As a part of this Python, I will complete NumPy 2 hours, Pandas 1 hour, Matplotlib half an hour. We'll say okay, NumPy Pandas over. There is no difference between me and others. So I will take Python for data science, almost 15 days NumPy, 15 to 16, wait, 17 days Pandas, and almost 10 to 12 days about Matplotlib. I can take that many, that much topics I will tell you. I can complete in 3 days also. 3 days means what? Learning 3 days and going to home and Pongal and celebrating and there only. And by covering that much topic, you will become expert. Correct? Yes. So come. Now I'm going to, a network is a collection of interconnected autonomous computers connected with what? Server. Now students, to this network is called what here? Physical establishment. Okay. There are two devices are there with me. There are two devices are there with me. In our college, you take it. There are two devices are there with me. They are physically connected to each other. They are physically connected to each other over the network. Over the network. Now I'm ready to write the code here. I'm ready to write the code here where they can establish what? Connection between the two devices, and there I can exchange my data. To exchange the data, to share the data between two devices, there must be a physical establishment called network. Did you catch this point? To share the data between two devices, to share the data between multiple devices, the multiple devices must be inside the network. To share the data between multiple devices, the multiple devices must be in the network. The multiple devices must be in, come on, network. Network is called one of the physical establishment. And in the network, once the network is completed, we write the two programs over there. One is server side program, One more is client side program. So now I'm going to write it in networking, in networking, we in networking, in networking, we can develop two types of programs, two types of programs, two types of programs. What they are? They are number one is called what server side program, server side program. One more is called second is called what program? Client side program. What client side program will do? What client side program will do? Expect it. How do you verify your academic results? How do you verify your entrance results? How do you verify your uh, bank details? How do you verify your UPI by entering your PIN number? You can view your balance or not. How do you verify your CIBIL score? Are you following me? How do you verify anything over the online? So I will go for using what? I will use which program? Client side program. What client will do? I'll write a small diagram. Small diagram. Slowly I will get it into the subject. Slowly I will get it into the subject. Carefully try to follow. This is one of the device. This is one of the device. Here I am having, and this is called one device here. And one more type of device I am having. One more type of device I am having here. That type of device is going to be called what here, This is called one device here. And both of them are going to be containing this kind of environment. This is both of them are physically connected to each other, physically connected to each other over the network. Once physically connected, what we are going to do is a small diagrammatic representation. I'm writing it. This is called the network over it. Once this network is done, then we are going to write it. Here, this is going to be called as what? Client side program. Client side program means run your place. One more is called what here? Server side program. This is called server side program here. This is called a server side program. This is. So students, try to catch my point here. What client will do? What client will do? What next I will write one more thing here, students. Now I'm going to write it. One more kind of thing I'm going to take up. This is called my database level. Here it is called database here. I'm going to communicate. The server side program is going to communicate with what? Database. Communicating with the database. In data, the same example, you can deal with the Django also. And this I am telling that example as a part of our network programming itself. This is called a three-tier application we can call. So you try to understand, try to start understanding now. How is your results are verified? Simple. What this is known as here? Database. This is called a database of softwares. So what is the use of database softwares? Already I said. Come on fast. This is known as which kind of application? Three-tier application we can call. Start. What is the role of client? Tell me, what is the role of client? Client always makes a request to whom? Server side program. What server side program will do? It is a backend program we can call. What server side program will do? Will process the client side request and then gives what? Response back to the client. Take an example of how do you check your result? I will enter the hall ticket number. That hall ticket number will go to where? Server side program. Server side program will connect to whom? Result database, which is created in Oracle or where? MySQL, which will be obtaining the result back to what? Server side program will get the data and that result will give to whom? Client. It is displayed on the client machine. These things are what? Connected to all together. This is going to be made as what? Come on. What this is called? Request. Who will make request? Good. What is the client? A client side program. A client side program is one which is always used to make a request to whom? Server side program. Server side program will receive the request and process the request and gives response back to whom? Yes, response back to what? Client. This is a very important. It is going to be a backbone for entering into good application development. What is the server side program? A server-side program can be written in Python. A server-side program can be written with Java. A server-side program can be written with C#.NET. A client-side program can be written with Python, can be written with Java, can be written with C#.NET also. So in all the places, concept remains same. But what is different? Libraries are different. Are you following me? So now I will come to that. In network programming, how many programs I can write it? Two. One is client side program. One more is server side program. What is a server side program? I want to define it. What is the server side program? I want to define it. So let me go to the definition of which program? Server side program. So tell me, what is the server side program? Quick. A server side program is one which is always used for receiving. A server side program is one which is used for receiving, which is a server side program is one which is used for receiving the request from client side program, comma, process the request and gives response back to client side program, because such a small definition matters a lot. This is the definition of which program? Server side program. Online students, I hope you are following me. So server side program is one which is used for receiving the request from client side program, process the request and gives response back to the client side program. Because I am writing this everything through coding point of view. Coding also, I'll do the same thing. Definition of what next? Come on, client side. Definition of client side program I will do. What is the client side program? What is the client side program? Come on. Client side program is one which makes a request to the server side program, which makes a request. So a client side program is one which makes the request, which makes the request to the server side program and obtains obtains the obtains the result from server side program. Are you following me? Now, simple students, suppose you are connecting to the, suppose there is some natural disaster taken place in one city. Those people are giving some compensation to the people who are having big damage. They will apply for some welfare schemes, and based on their terms and conditions, they will get the welfare scheme department will connect to the revenue department or finance department of the same government, and from that device we are going to get the outputs. So client side things is called welfare department, is connecting to other department program. We are going to get the response from that kind of department. So if that eligibility is made, the money will be coming to that customer beneficiary account. If the conditions are not satisfied, that will be rejected. Are you able to follow now? So client and server side programs are the mandatory programs to be written in the which programming? Network programming. So to write the client side program and server side program, there must be a physical establishment called what? Network. Without a network, you can't write server side program and client side program. Clear? Huh? Up to that, is it clear? Right. Next, you must know about one more definition I want to cover. Definition of DNS. Definition of DNS. What is the definition? Have you heard of DNS in my class? Have you heard about DNS in my class? Yes or no? Yes. What is the DNS? What, Sarah? What is the DNS? చెప్పాను కదమ్మా ఆల్రెడీ. చెప్పలేదా? చెప్పానా లేదా? సెడ్ ఆర్ నాట్? మరి చెప్పాలి కదమ్మా మీరు. What is DNS? Already said. So full form, your favorite answer. Domain naming service. domain naming service. But the DNS I said very perfectly, I said to you in the class. So here I'm going to write it. A DNS, a DNS, nothing but a DNS is is a name of the physical machine. DNS is a name of the physical machine. Name of the physical machine, where where the server side program, where server side program, where server side program resides. The same word I said, where database software resides. If we go to that place, if we go to that place in our class 9 a.m., if we go to the place called Python with Oracle, under that I said to you steps for developing Python program and Oracle. Here I said, here you see DNS, IP address, DNS. DNS stands for domain naming service. DNS represents the name of the physical machine where database software resides. Default DNS of every computer is what? Localhost. That same to same will be coming even now also. Once we say certain things in lifetime, we should not forget. That is the point. So it is simply called what you know. This is the name of the physical machine we are giving it. Today, earlier it is a database. Now it is called what? Server side. Or it can be a database of any of the device which is containing some remote. This is going to contain some server side program is going to see. When you are going to take it, when you are going to make a request, before making a request, before generating the response, what must be established? Connection must be established. Connection must be established. To establish the connection, that's what you need to know. The client side machine must know about it. In which machine server side program will present. That machine name you need to find out so that it can transfer our request to that particular machine so that connection will be granted. So that type of DNS you need to know. One more kind of thing is what? One more kind of definition I want to name it. What is that definition next? Definition of what? IP address. Definition of what? IP address. Definition of IP address. You already know IP address also covered internet, internet protocol address, internet protocol address. So here I am writing it. There I am going to write it. Whatever the physical machine is there, that physical machine will have some type of address. 127.0.0.1 in our database because it was present in the same system. So an IP address an IP address is nothing but what? Is a 4-digit numerical address. Is a 4-digit numerical address. Is a 4-digit numerical address of what? Physical machine. Numerical address of the physical machine where server side program resides. This topic also I mentioned here. IP address stands for IP address represents physical address of the machine where database software resides. The default IP address of every computer is 127.0.0.1. So I'm going to write it. This is the IP address. In your real time, the server side program may present into some other IP address because it is connected to everything. It is going to, if you go to your lab in the college, anybody is having a good established college, there will be a number of computers are connected to each other. Each computer will have one type of IP address. So when you are going to take 198.168.0.1, when you are communicating from 198.168.0.20, from this system you want to communicate, that time I will go for this is a server side program, this is a client side program. To get the connection, I must specify this IP address here. Think you are following me? So go to the place, IP address. So any type of server side program, any client program want to communicate with what? Server side program. First, what must be established? Network connectivity must be established. Connection must be established. Such a type of connection to be established by using either DNS to pass or what? IP address to pass. Are you following me? So next I'm going to simple students, network programming or Python database communication is something like a conversation between two friends. Conversation between two friends. Friend one and friend two. Friend one and friend two is called what? First of all, connectivity. Actually, this person and this person don't know. After coming to the class, what is happening? Connectivity established. After that, what is happening? Exchanging the data between these two. That is known as what? Request and response model. Before request and response, what will be happening? Connectivity will be established. So any request and response you want to make it, you have to know first about what? What you must know first about? Connectivity is important. So any client want to communicate with the server, you must make first what? Connection to be established. Even in database level also. CON is equal to what? Oracle DB dot connect off. What are the values used to pass? System slash password, username, password, at the rate, DNS, and next what? Come on, IP address, either DNS or IP address, service ID. We used to pass or not? Something like that. We need to go for it. Now I'm going to enter into the further. So IP address we got it. Now I'm going to enter one more definition. I want to tell you, students. But the next definition I'm going to take up, students. Here very simple. Another thing is definition of port number. Also I'm going to take it. Port number. Port number I'm going to tell. What is this port number is very easy to understand. Simple, students. Suppose you take this is a mission containing server program 1, server program 2, server program 3, server program 3 at the data called what? 198.168.0.0.1. Like this I am having. This is my client side program. My client side program connection is established either this mission name or with the IP address. But which program this connectivity to be done? SP1, server program 1, server program 2, server program 3. This is running at the port number called 111. This is running at the port number 222. This is running at the port number called 333. What is this triple 4 1s and 4 2s and 4 3s? Are the port numbers. Just like what? All students will go to the college. College is called something like your address. In that room number 1, room number 2, 3, 4, 5, so many rooms are there. You will enter into your concerned room number or not? That room number is called what? Port number. So that room port number can be changed anytime. It is a logical, not physical. I think you are following me. So you are coming to Naresh IT. Naresh IT address. Naresh IT or Naresh IT address is called what? DNS or IP address. Room number 1 you are coming. That 1 is called port number. So what is the port number? What is the port number? A port number is one of the logical numerical ID where server side program is running. Server side program is running. This is called port number. DNS and IP address will give you what? Residing location will be given by the DNS and IP address. Port number will give you which one? Running location will be coming. So the conclusion is what? Conclusion is what? Hence, any client side program, any client side program want to communicate with what? Server side program, then client side program, client side program must establish the connection, must establish the connection from which side program? Server side program by passing, come on, DNS or what? IP address, comma what? Port number you need to pass. Simple. Your call name and house number. Your colony name is called what? DNS. Your house number is called what? Port number. Simple. Geo is a network. Your mobile numbers are what? Port numbers. Understand this? Simple. So this is done. So if you are passing wrong, you will be getting error called connection refused error will come. Connection refused error. In database time, if you pass any connection URL is wrong, you used to get database error or not? Like that here you will get connection refused error. I think you are following me. So coming to the point of it, hence any client side program want to communicate with the server side program, then client side program must establish the connection from server side program by passing DNS or IP address and what port number. This is called connection details. I hope that this introductory part of various definitions is clear. So tell me, so before going to communicate this request and response model, what must be established first? What must be established first? Connection must be established. That connectivity is going to be done by what? Either DNS or IP address and port number must be passed. I hope you are following me. If a server side program want to communicate with what again? Database. If a server side program want to communicate with a database, here also connectivity must be taken place. After establishing the connection, then only my queries will be processing there. That processing query result will be giving back to whom? Client side program. I think it is clear. Online students, is these definitions are clear? These are the terminology in the coding. Look, make it students, make it conform. Now I will move to the further. Now I will move to the further. How to develop server side program? How to develop client side program? So I'm going to enter into the another kind of concept is called what? Steps for development of client and server side applications. I want to go for it. Simple and not at all difficult here. So I will go to heading is called what? Steps for developing client and server side application. Actually, I can tell you through the subject of ISO OSI reference model. CSC students, if you take it, BTech CSC, any students who are there, there is a networking top subject will be there compulsory, right? Network programming you studied or not? Any CSC are there here? CSC students? So I found out because your face feelings clearly I will understand. There is ISO OSI reference model is there. In that physical layer, transport layer, session layer, so many layers will be there, right? Those layers, each layer will act as some kind of role in the transportation of the data. All those things not necessary here. And even the interviewer also don't know completely what is happening. That you need not to worry about it. That will be the internal inbuilt libraries will take care. But we need to understand the steps what we are going to take it. So let us move to the entering into the further. So to develop as a part of network programming, as a part of network programming, as a part of network programming, we can develop two types of applications. Two types of applications. Here I'm going to write it. Two types of applications. They are number one is called what? Server side application. Server side application. And interviewers also nobody will ask about that kind of thing because interviewers also don't know what is happening behind that layers. And even if you say, sir, I know that means they will say, write the code, they will say. Theory is no matter. Theory, no worry about. They don't worry how long kilometers of theory. If you say, nobody will bother about it. They will ask you about what? Write the code. Code కావాలి మనకి. They need to say code. Right or not? So client side program, client side application, server side application, and next is called what you know, client side application. Now how to develop? How to develop? Now I'm going to write it. Steps for developing. Steps for developing. I will go to this place. Steps for developing what type of application? Steps for developing server side application. Next, I'm going to discuss steps for developing server side application also I will take it. So there I will take it steps for developing client side application. Both of them I will go for discussing in detail here. So steps for developing client side application here. So I will take up here step number 1, step number 2, 3, and then 4, and then 5, and then 6. If required 7 also I may write it. Here also I will write it up to 5. Here also I will write up to 5. Start. Right. So what is the first step in threading? What is the first step in threading? Come on, start with import modula. Import modula. Import threading module. Import module என்னது? Import the module required for multi-threading. At least if you say there is a meaning. Import module என்னது? Import module. చూడండి ఒకసారి ఏం చేసి. So import module. మధుబాబులు import module. What happens? Module not found error. And you will say this error to me. Sir, I got this error. I say import the module name, I said. You will ask, sir, what, sir? Import module name. Import module name means you will ask, sir, what, sir? Your head, sir. Import module name. Module name is not import threading, time, CSV, pickle. Is a module name or not? Import what? Threading, like that. Here also, in order to develop server-side applications, we go for importing module name called socket. Spell out socket. Socket. Have you heard about socket earlier before my class? మీరు ఏమి వినర్లేదు అసలు కదా? You did not hear anything before my class because you started speaking only from my class only. Like that. So students, so here I will come to this. I'll come to that. I will also make one small heading. What is that heading? Module name required for developing networking application. What is that module name required for developing? What is that module name? Socket module. The module name required for developing network programming is the module name required for developing network programming is what? Socket. Okay. Now I am asking about what is socket. Later I will go for further. Now let me come. Come on, say import what? Socket module and other modules if required. What modules if required? Suppose I am communicating with Oracle database from server side. I will import what? Oracle DB also. MySQL hyphen connector also I will import. Time module also I will import. CSV module also I will import. Any of the modules if required I will import it. Very good. Now in client side also I will import what? Socket module. Tell me what is the socket? Come on, fast. What is the socket? Have you heard about socket earlier in my class? No. Earlier before my class, have you heard about it? Come on. You don't know socket? The English meaning of socket? Socket, you did not heard about it? What is the socket? Tell me. Imansu is saying IP and port together is called a socket. IP and port. Imansu, I think he is a network engineer, I think so. IP and port called as socket. Okay. Where we connect our phone charger. Pragnadeep. Okay. So Himanshu. So here connect to two device. Okay. Pragnadeep and AD995601 at the rate Gmail AD995601 gmail.com. So he's saying that connect to two device. It's a very big name. So coming to the point back, So now I will move to the further. Students, I will take care something like this. Actually, we can go to this place, socket. Just in a small point of it, I will tell you where you can understand my coding easily, that you don't worry about it. So as Himanshu said that IP and port is called what? Socket. The same thing will be permitted from other side also. IP plus port is called what? Connectivity part of the server. IP address plus port number will give you what? Location of the server side program. That is called server socket, we can call. That is called server socket. Before that, I want to tell you about general meaning of it. A BCom student can understand or a BZC student can understand. So as our student said that this is your home, some plug is available here and keeping your charging or something. This is your mobile here. This is your mobile. And you are keeping your charge to this and you are going to keep your pin to this place. And don't tell this example in interview. What is happening? This you are keeping your charger pin here and you are keeping this is your mobile and you are going to connect to this. This is called what? Sender. This is called what here? Receiver. Receiver. In both the sides, there is called what here? There is a pin is there. There is a pin. That pin is going to be called as what? Socket in general terms. This pin is going to keep it here. This is also called what? Socket. This is also called what? Socket. This is called a sending socket. This is called receiving socket. Suppose, for example, this is a power bank. You take it, for example. This power bank, later you are connecting the pin to your mobile again. So this is called what here? Sender. This is called what here? Receiver. Earlier it was taken as what? Receiver. Now it is acting as what? In both the sides it is called a socket only. This side also socket. So what is the socket? Socket is a bidirectional communication entity between two ends. Socket is a bidirectional communication entity between two ends is called a socket. The way which you are keeping the plug over here is called one socket. The way which you are connecting one more plug to your mobile is called one more socket. Same device, but roles are defined. One is sending, one more is what? Receiving. So what is a socket? A socket is a first of all one object. Is a pin is one object which acts as bidirectional communication entity between two devices. Two device means one server device, one client device. Both the ways communication will be established, which is known as what? Socket. This word is important. To understand the programming well, these two things important. That's why I will call from today. Server program is called server socket, I will call. Client program, I will call it as a client socket, I will call. In both the places, what is available? Socket is available. So what socket will do? Send the data, receive the data. See the diagram now. See the diagram now. This is called which socket? This is called which socket? Server socket. What server socket is doing? Receiving the request. It will process and sending to the back to the client. This is called what? Server socket. Here what will be there? Client socket. Client socket will do what? Send the request. What server socket will do? Receive the request. Process it. Is it not server socket give the response is nothing but send only now? What the CS will do? Receive. This is called receive. This is called sending. This is called receive. Here you are sending. Client socket is sending. Server socket also sending. Server socket receiving. Client socket also receiving. That's why what the work will be done, both the things is same, but their roles are different. First of all, is socket is clear? What I am speaking, you will receive. The receiving end is called one type of socket. The another thing is what sending end is also called what? One more type of socket. That's why socket is one of the bidirectional communication entity between two ends. First of all, if it is clear, things are becoming easy. Are you following me? So what is the socket? It is a bidirectional communication entity between two ends. Two ends, one end may be a sender, another end may be a receiver. The same receiver may become sender, the same sender will become receiver also. Request receiving, response sending, request sending, response receiving. Both the thing is acting as a sender and receiver only. Okay now? Fine. Online students, is it clear? How to create a socket? How to create a socket? Now I'm going to take it. Second example. Every server side program, slowly I'm coming to the programming model. Every server side program must create, must create an object of, must create an object of socket, must create an object of socket called in the bracket, called which socket? Server socket from now onwards. Are you able to follow now? Called what? Server socket. Every client side program also must create an object of socket. Very danger. Every server side client side program also must create an object of socket called as what socket? What is a socket? Socket is existing in both the sides. One socket will do what? Sending request, receiving response. Like that, I will write the code for that socket. One more socket, I will do what? Receiving request code, I will write. Giving response code also, I will write. Same socket only. But what is different? The role is different. Role. Yourself and myself will have two eyes, one nose, 2 ears, same head, hands, legs, everything same. When we see outside, what will happen? Human beings only, citizens of India only, they will say. When you come to the class, what will happen? The person who is sitting opposite to you is called what? Teacher socket. The person who is sitting there is called opposite to me is called what? Student socket. But when they go out, they are going to be looking same only, right or not? When they come to that, roles are different. One socket is giving the teaching, one socket is receiving the teaching. Are you following? Communication between two friends are nothing but socket. One socket is a listening socket, one socket is a talking socket. Understand? Same. How to provide the role? I'm going to give you. Clear? Right. Tell me now, students. Every client side program must get the. Come on, tell me. Both the sides socket created. If a client want to send the request to server side program, what client will do? First need to do what? Connectivity must be done. Must get the connection or not? If you want to send insert query, delete query, select query, anything you want to send the query, you must establish what? Connection. Here also. Every client side program must get the connection. Must get the connection. From where? Server side program. Server side program. This word is important. By passing what? By passing what, students? DNS or what? IP address, comma what? Port number. Port number. I hope you are following me, right? Every client side program must must get the connection from server side program by passing DNS and what is next? IP address, either IP address or this one, by passing what? Port number. Got it up? Well, students, after getting the connection, what after getting the connection, confirmed that is done. Next, what we will do? Connection is established. Before establishing the connection from the client side, you have written third step here. And now I am writing here third step here. Suppose yourself and myself, when we stand outside, they will think that no relation between the student and the teacher. They will think that both, all of them are equal standing outside. But who am I? Server socket. Who are you? Socket. That is the client socket. How I can claim that I am a server socket? Because I was bound with what? Naresh IT. I'm making my students to listen my lectures. That are my qualities of server socket. Yes or no? So any server side program you people are writing, it must be bind with a certain device. Every server side program, that is called what? Server socket. Server socket must bind with must bind with certain certain DNS DNS or IP address and what? Port number. As a KVR is a server side program, must bind with Naresh IT in room number 1. So that I am a teacher. Teacher is one socket, student is also socket. Student socket, teacher socket. How it is a teacher socket? Every teacher socket must bind with Naresh IT at room number 1. Every student socket get the connection with the teacher by passing Naresh IT and room number 1, so that you are getting the connection with me. So if you want to say that any program is a server side program, you must bind with what? DNS and IP address and port number. That is the first point you have to remember. How can you say that it is a server socket? Server socket has to establish, must bind with certain organization or not. Every server side program must be there at certain mission or not. That mission require what? DNS as well as port number. Then that is known as which socket? Server socket. How can you say it is a client socket? Every client side program get the connection from where? Client side program is not binding, is getting what? Connection. Any socket gets the connection, that is called what? Client. Any socket bind with certain PC and port, it is called what? Server socket. Server కాదు, server socket. Half knowledge is danger. Server socket. Server కాదు, server socket. After saying server socket, sir, what sir? Don't ask that. Server socket. Spell out. Right. Any socket gets the connection is called what? Client socket. Any socket bind with certain PC, it is known as what? Server socket. Are you okay? Next. Okay. After getting this done, now the server program which is bind with certain DNS and this thing will be having some configuration required, students. What is the configuration? For example, every server side program must be configured. Must be configured. Very, very important. Must be configured. I'll write capital letter. Configured means, suppose WebEx software you take it. WebEx software you take it. WebEx software, which is allotted the link for me, is configured to listen 500 students. That is the link capacity is 500 students. That means when you are writing any server side program, the server side program must be configured in such a way that to how many number of clients the server side program provides the communication. If you don't configure it, server side program cannot communicate with any one of the client. I mean, when I'm going to be a teacher, I should have by myself that to how many number of students I must train it. So the student's capacity also must be configured. Example, room capacity is going to be called as what? Configuration of that teacher. I think you are following me. This is happening generally in commercial applications like WebEx, Zoom. These are all called what? Commercial configured networking apps. If you go to non-commercial like Gmail, you take it, Insta, you take it, and Twitter, you take it, Facebook, you take it. Millions and trillions of people can connect. There is no such configuration of only 100 people to communicate or 10 people to communicate. There was no such type of commercial kind of thing. Every server side program must be configured in such a way that, 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 in such a way that every server side program must be configured in such a way that to how many clients, to how many clients, to how many clients, To how many clients the server side program can communicate. The server side program can communicate. Can communicate. I think you are following me. Can communicate. Are you able to follow? Every server side program must be configured in such a way that to how many clients the server side program can communicate. Is it clear or not clear? Yes. So students, I hope if you don't do this fourth step, it will be configured with zero clients. Zero clients. So even the client make a request, that will not be configured. It may not be able to receive the response. I think clear. I think so. Clear? Right. Next, I will online students. Is this fourth point is clear? Now I will go to the next part. Okay, configured. Because of 3 and 4, socket becomes what socket? Binding with certain PC and then port, and also configured that need to train 100 students. That is known as what made server socket. That is the server socket quality is binding and configuration. Client socket quality is what? Connection establishment. Okay, done. Server is ready, configured. Connection got it. What is the next step of next step at client side? Server ready. Client also got connection. Next what? Make a very good. Make request. Make the request. Make the request. Come on. Now I'm going to say every client side program must make every client side program must send or must make what? Request to whom? Server side program. Server side program. Very, very important. Must make a request. Must make a request. So I'm going to write it. Must make a request to the server side program. Or must send the request to the server side program. Must send. Here I will write it. Must send the request to the server side program. Tell me, once you make a request to the server side program, my request will go to which side program? Server side program. What my server side program will do? What server side program will do? The server side program SS, that is called server socket, will accept, will accept, will accept. I'll use the word called accept. Every server side program must accept ACCEPT must accept the client side program request. Client side program request. You tell me, students, accepting client side program request. This is a typical word. For that, accept means what? When a postman is coming to your home to give the letter, what he will do? Accepting or not? After accepting, what he will do? You will open it and you will read the data which is present in that value, what you received it. First, you will take it, right? You will accept it. After accepting, you will open that and you will understand what is the query coming, what is the request coming. Understanding that? So, what is the sixth step? Every server side program must read requested data. Must read what? Requested data. Must read the whatever you are accepting, you are taking that, you are reading the requested data. What you will do next? Process and gives. Come on. Response. Response to whom? Response to whom? Client side program. Very, very important. How to read the data, how to process the data, how to give response to the client. I will tell you one by one. Slowly, I will tell you coding. But first, concept must be clear. Are you following me? Come on, revisit the step number 5. Every server side program accept the client side program request. Accepting client side program request is nothing but what? Getting the socket object in client socket in my server side or not? Accepting client socket is nothing but getting the client socket in where? socket. Simple. You send a mail to me. What I will get it at my side? Your mail ID will come. Plus, from which IP address that mail ID has come also, it will be available. See, in social media, some wrong post they are posting, right? How they are finding it? From which IP address that is coming, they will straightforward will go there. They will catch that people. Content they are receiving, plus they are finding from which IP address that request is coming. Also, you will do that. Are you following? Accepting client request is nothing but getting which object? Nothing but getting which object? Getting which object? Client socket. That is an object. I accepted client socket. So total client socket object is coming. In that object, whose data is there? Client data is there. With that client object, I will read which data? Requested data. I will process it. I will send the answer to client socket object to the client side program itself. Simple, ma. You asked me a question. I will receive what? I will receive your object at me. You asked a question. The moment when you ask a question, I will look at you. That means your object is there with me. In that object, your doubt is there. Right? So with me, what is available? Your object is there with me. I will read your doubt from your object. For that doubt, I will keep the answer in your object in my side. I will send that object to you once again. Which object I am sending? Your object to your question, and answer I am sending from my side. I hope you get it. Getting or not getting? Yes. So what is meant by accepting request of client? Getting the object of socket. Which socket? Client socket. From client socket, I will read the data. I will give the answer to the client through client socket only. I will give you. I hope you received it. You send a mail to me. I read your data. I will say reply. When I say reply, what will happen? Your mail ID will go to that to address or not? That is nothing but what? I am sending the answer to your object only. I think you understood. Online students. Now I read this point. Nothing but server socket program must accept the client side program request. Nothing but getting socket object. Server side program read requested data, process, gives response to the client side program through which object? Client socket only. This is really a sensitive point. Okay. Now, seventh point. What is happening? First time he sent a request. Client made a request to the server side program. Okay. Server side program read the data, processed it, give a response to the client side program. Next, what is happening? The moment when you send response by server, what is this happening? Every client side program must receive. Must receive. Come on, students. Receive the response from where? Server side program. Must receive the response from where? Server side program. Yes, received it. Next, who will make request again? You asked a first question. I accepted your request. I processed it. I gave an answer to you. Next time you are asking another question. What I will do again? Which step? Fifth step. Again, which step? Sixth step. What I will receive? Answer. Third question also. What I will do? Accept. Process. Giving the result. Like that, you are making hundreds of requests from my side, server side. What steps I will repeat? 5 and 6. Every server side program must repeat step number 5 and what? Step number 6 until client side program request or requests completed. Maybe one request or it may be multiple requests completed. Understood? I don't bind every time. I don't configure every time. I will accept it, giving it, accepting and giving it. It will be continued until all my number of client requests are completed. What is the next one? Here you tell me sixth one. Come on. Every client side program, every client side program must repeat, hmm, must repeat step number 4 and what? Step number 5. Provided, provided if client having, if client want, if client side program, if client side program having, or client side program want to make, want to make multiple, multiple requests, multiple requests. I hope you are getting me. Sixth step is if you want to do it, you do it. Otherwise, no need. I think it is more clear. This is concept. How to write the code. How to write the code. Now, see, this program is nothing but conversation between two friends or conversation between teacher and student. Teacher is called server socket, client is called student. The conversation between two people are nothing but what? Network programming. Conversation between two friends is nothing but Python database communication. Understand this? So this module, tomorrow class I will introduce the module name. Module related thing. Tomorrow I will tell you functions. I will tell you the functions in socket module. So today's time is not sufficient. The time is almost over. Tomorrow class I will go for what will be the module name and what are the functions are there. You must be perfect in that. So meantime, you must be perfect in the concept. Online students, I hope this concept is clear. Today I covered the concept. Tomorrow I will go for first half in first 1 hour I will go for a module. Next I'll go to the coding also I will tell you. Okay now? Clear? Huh? Right. So read. After going to home, read. Otherwise tomorrow completely if you forget, difficult for me. The second step you see, this step you see, a fifth step. Accepting client side program request is nothing but getting the client socket. Client socket. So tomorrow class, I'll tell you about the module name for dealing with what? Network programming. Okay, now? So don't miss tomorrow class. Important. Thank you. All the best. Online students, you hold on. If any doubts are there for you. online. Yes, Uma. Tomorrow I will explain it. Time is not sufficient now. I will explain next tomorrow class. Tomorrow class I will explain. Compulsory I'll explain. Compulsory I'll explain that. That is a easy also. Even if you look at now, even if you want to look at, suppose you take one list. Now only I will tell you to you because you asked that now. You take this data. Suppose how you is to display with a normal loop. I is equal to 0 will take. I is equal to 0 will take. We say I less than LN of LST you will take it. And we will print the data. How do you print the data here? LST of I. Like that we used to print. And I is equal to I minus 1 we used to do it. Like this we used to. I is equal to I plus 1 we used to do it. This is a normal. This is a normal. How we used to do there with this now, this is by using normal thing. How we used to do with the operator which you asked about it, it is very simple. You will be writing something like this. While same LST only, you will assign the length automatically that will be taken up. Here we are writing something like this. N of, you are taking LEN of LST, LEN of LST. They are trying to assign one variable here like this, colon equal to. You are assigning there. You are assigning that value and compared with greater than 0. Compared with greater than 0. So what is happening there? You are printing the value called what? LST.pop. LST.pop. Or you can write the LST of N, you can write it. So it is printing in the last value onwards. ln st of it, what is printing here? What is happening there? LST, for example, LST of pop you see, for example. LST.pop. What is removing? Last value removing. You print that n also. What is there in n? How many values are there in this n? For example, you take like this. Like this. Last value will be removed here. ln of n. What is printed this n? Basically, len of LST is going to be 3. First time the answer is printed what here? 30. And answer is printed 3. 3 is called length. This operator is called the operator which Walrus operator. N. N is printed. Next, what is the value going to this place? Automatically, n value will be reduced by itself. N. It is becoming 2 now. It is becoming 2. What is the next value removed? 20. And the length is 2. Automatically, this n will be reduced. Next is called what here? 10. What it is going to become? 1. 1. So automatically this n value will be reducing. No need to do explicit decrementation here. When it goes to next, no value is available and the element will become 0 also. 0 greater than 0 is called what? False. Loop will be stopped. I think you understood, ma? Right? That's all. This operator is called assigning that and no need to decrement this. Suppose if you want to print that, how you can print this now? LST of n minus 1 you can say. N minus 1. N minus 1 you can say. Or you can say n is equal to, or I can say LST of n minus 1 you can say. That you can print it. Like this also you can say. 3 minus 1 is called 2. And I will write before that, before that I will write it. Last value now, you can write like this. Minus 1 you can say. So that is 3 minus 1 is nothing but 2, last value. Again it is going to become 2 and you are going to print 1. Next it is going to become 1 and you are going to get 0. That elements will be coming. That is Walrus operator, this equal to. So instead of that confusing part, you can go for like this, more straightforward. Okay, now? Right.
So take care. And students, tomorrow don't miss it. Very, very important. All the best.